Good morning, my dear listener. This is Dr. Ivan Pavlov, broadcasting to you once again from the Live Better podcast. I'm speaking to you today not just as Russia's oldest practicing physician, but as a man who has spent over 70 years observing how small habits, the ones we don't question, shape our long-term health. And today I want to tell you something that I wish someone had told me decades ago. I need to start with a confession. For most of my career, I told patients to drink lemon water in the morning, every single day. It cleanses the body, I would say. It improves digestion, clears the skin, helps the liver, maybe even aids in weight loss. You've heard these things too, haven't you? But recently I sat across from a woman, 67 years old, who told me her teeth had become so sensitive she couldn't even enjoy a bowl of warm soup anymore. She didn't smoke, she didn't eat candy. She brushed her teeth like clockwork. But every morning for over 10 years, she drank warm lemon water on an empty stomach. Her enamel was eroded so thin that her dentist said, "It's like trying to patch a cracked eggshell." And I, Dr. Pavlov, was the one who told her to do it. I have seen this more and more, especially in people over 60. Their habits didn't betray them. We, the doctors and health gurus, did. I'm sharing this with you today not to scare you, but to warn you. Because the older we get, the more fragile certain parts of our body become, especially those we take for granted, like the enamel on our teeth. You see, in Russia, we believe in watching before speaking, in observing patterns. I have treated thousands of elderly patients over the years, and one pattern has become unmistakably clear. People who consume acidic drinks, even healthy ones, suffer more from tooth sensitivity, decay, and dental infections. And the saddest part, they thought they were doing something good for their health. That is why I'm dedicating today's episode to correcting this advice. If you're over 60, or even approaching that age, I urge you to rethink the habit of drinking lemon water daily. I'll explain why it becomes especially dangerous as we age. I'll walk you through the biology of your teeth and how lemon, despite its bright, clean taste, quietly strips away your enamel molecule by molecule. And most importantly, I'll offer better, safer alternatives that still support your health without harming your mouth. Let me be clear, lemon is not the enemy. Ignorance is. And sometimes ignorance wears a white coat, like mine. If you're listening to this while sipping your lemon water, pause for a moment. This episode might just save your smile. Because when you lose your enamel, you don't grow it back. And when your teeth become sensitive, cracked, or yellow, it's not a cosmetic issue. It affects how you eat, how you speak, how you live. So please, stay with me. You may be surprised by what you learn, and you may be even more surprised by what no one ever told you. After all, isn't that why we're here? To live better? Let's begin. Let me now take you deeper into the part no one talks about when they glorify lemon water, the science. You've probably heard the word acidic thrown around casually. But what does it actually mean when we say that lemon is acidic? Lemon juice has a pH of around 2. That's not just mildly acidic, that's highly corrosive. On the pH scale, 7 is neutral. Water sits at 7. Your mouth, when healthy, is close to that. Tooth enamel, the hardest substance in your body, begins to dissolve at a pH of 5.5. So think about that. Lemon juice is more than 100,000 times more acidic than neutral water. When you dilute it with water, you raise the pH slightly, but not enough to make it harmless. Even diluted lemon water can register between 2.5 and 3.5, still dangerous. Now let's talk about enamel. Your enamel is the white, shiny armor on your teeth. It protects the softer dentin underneath and the nerve-rich pulp deep inside. Enamel has no blood supply. It doesn't regenerate. Once it's gone, it's gone. Think of it like the stone on an old cathedral. Over time, wind and rain chip away at it. Slowly, silently, pieces fall. That's exactly what happens when you bathe your teeth in acid every morning. 1 glass of lemon water, then another the next day, then 5 years of it, then 10. The process is slow, but the damage is real. In young people, the body compensates better. Saliva is abundant, rich in protective minerals like calcium and phosphate. Saliva acts like a buffer. It neutralizes acids and helps remineralize enamel after minor damage. But here's the problem. As we age, saliva production decreases. After 60, this natural defense weakens significantly. Many seniors suffer from dry mouth, caused by medications, chronic conditions, or simply aging. That dry mouth makes acid attacks worse and recovery slower. So when someone over 60 sips lemon water first thing in the morning, often before breakfast, before brushing, before doing anything else, that's acid plus no defense. There's less saliva. The enamel is thinner from years of wear, and the acid sits there, quietly dissolving microscopic layers of your teeth. You might not notice at first, but over time, your teeth become sensitive to hot and cold. You avoid certain foods. You start brushing harder, thinking you need to clean better, which only worsens the erosion. Then, the dentist tells you your enamel is wearing down. You get bonding or crowns. They don't feel the same. You lose confidence in your smile. Let me share a number with you. According to the American Dental Association, nearly 1 in 3 adults over 65 has untreated tooth decay, and many have it because the enamel has already been compromised. When I looked at similar trends in Russia, especially in rural clinics, we saw that seniors who consumed citrus regularly had significantly higher rates of dental erosion, even if they brushed religiously. Lemon doesn't care how healthy your diet is otherwise. It's chemistry. Now let's add one more layer. After drinking lemon water, many people brush their teeth immediately. They think they're being proactive. But that's the worst thing you can do. When your enamel is softened by acid, brushing can scrub away the top layer, like sandpaper on wet paint. The proper protocol would be to wait at least 30 minutes, letting your mouth rebalance first. But almost no one does that. All of this becomes more serious after 60. That's not because your lemon became more acidic. It's because your mouth changed. Your protective mechanisms got weaker. Your body takes longer to recover. This is why habits that were once neutral or even helpful can become harmful. I'm not asking you to fear lemon. I'm asking you to respect your enamel. It's not about panic. It's about knowledge. It's about understanding what's really going on inside your mouth. Because when you understand that, you begin to make better choices. Not because someone scared you into it, but because someone finally explained it. And that's what I'm trying to do today. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. But Dr. Pavlov, lemon water is supposed to be good for you. Yes, I understand. And you're not alone. This belief has become so widespread, it's almost sacred, especially in Western wellness culture. You see it in YouTube videos. You hear it on morning shows. Influencers on TikTok and Instagram swear by it. They hold a glass of warm water with lemon and say things like it detoxifies your liver. It boosts metabolism. It balances pH. It clears the skin. And it sounds wonderful, doesn't it? Natural, simple, clean, like a secret from some ancient village passed down for generations. But here's what I want you to understand. Not everything that sounds healthy is healthy, especially when taken out of context. Let's start with the big one, detox. Lemon water does not detox your liver. That's a myth. Your liver does not need help from citrus to do its job. In fact, your liver is one of the most efficient, self-cleaning organs in the human body. It filters toxins, processes nutrients, and regenerates tissue, all without lemon's assistance. If lemon water truly detoxed you, it would be classified as a drug, not a home remedy. Then there's the metabolism claim. Some people say lemon water boosts fat burning, but in truth, any increase in metabolism from drinking warm water is marginal and has nothing to do with the lemon. If anything, the acidity can cause issues for people with acid reflux, which becomes more common with age. Again, what people interpret as energy might simply be the jolt from something sour on an empty stomach, not actual metabolic improvement. And let's talk about pH balance. Another popular line is that lemon water alkalizes the body. This is pseudoscience. Your body maintains a very tight pH balance in the blood, it's around 7.4, and it does not change based on what you eat. If your blood pH shifted even slightly, you'd be in the emergency room. The truth is, lemon is acidic outside the body, and it remains acidic in the mouth, where it does real damage to enamel. So, how did all these myths begin? In many cases, they came from misinterpreted truths. Yes, lemons contain vitamin C. Yes, vitamin C is important for the immune system. But that doesn't mean drinking lemon juice daily is the best delivery method, especially for older adults whose teeth are more vulnerable. Now, I'm not here to shame influencers. Most of them are well-meaning. Some genuinely feel better drinking lemon water in the morning. That's okay. But feelings are not the same as facts. And what works for a 28-year-old fitness coach is not always safe for a 68-year-old grandmother with thinning enamel and low saliva flow. You deserve better than viral advice. You deserve real, honest health guidance tailored to your stage of life, not a one-size-fits-all slogan on social media. Let me tell you something I've learned the hard way. When advice becomes trendy, it stops being questioned, and that's when it becomes dangerous. I've had patients come into my office holding green juices, lemon shots, and all kinds of detox products, asking me, is this good for me? And my answer is always the same. It depends on you, your age, your body, your condition. No habit is good if it ignores who you are. So if you've been drinking lemon water daily because you believed it was healthy, don't feel ashamed. Feel empowered. Because now you know the truth, and soon you'll also know exactly what to do instead to support your health without risking your teeth. So now that you know the risks of lemon water, especially after 60, let's talk about what to do instead. Because health is not just about avoiding harm, it's about replacing harmful habits with wiser ones. And that starts with your morning routine. The first and simplest switch I recommend: warm water without lemon. Yes, plain warm water. It still stimulates digestion, gently wakes up the system, and hydrates your tissues after hours of sleep. If you want to add something for flavor, consider a slice of cucumber or even a sprig of mint. These are far gentler on your enamel. Another excellent option is turmeric water. In Russia, this has long been part of traditional healing. Here's how I make it. Half a teaspoon of turmeric in warm water with a tiny pinch of black pepper. Why the pepper? Because it boosts the absorption of curcumin, turmeric's most powerful compound. This mixture supports joint health, reduces inflammation, and doesn't harm your teeth. Some of my American patients prefer ginger tea in the morning. That's a wonderful choice. It soothes the digestive tract, warms the body, and has natural antibacterial properties without the acidity of citrus. Chamomile is another beautiful option, especially if your mornings begin with stress. It calms the nervous system and protects the stomach lining. Now let me share one of my favorite forgotten rituals: oil pulling. It's an ancient practice where you swish a tablespoon of oil, usually coconut or sesame, in your mouth for 10 to 15 minutes before brushing. I know it sounds strange, but it works. It removes bacteria, supports gum health, and leaves your mouth feeling deeply clean, without acid or chemicals. Many of my older patients who tried it said they felt a noticeable difference in sensitivity after just a week. And here's an important piece of advice: never brush your teeth right after consuming something acidic. If you do drink something sour, even fruit juice, wait at least 30 minutes before brushing. This gives your saliva time to neutralize the acid and re-harden the enamel. Brushing too soon is like scrubbing a wet sidewalk with steel wool. Give your mouth time to recover. Another tip I always give: drink acidic beverages with a straw, preferably one that's metal or glass. This minimizes contact with your front teeth. It may feel silly at first, but your teeth will thank you. If you suffer from dry mouth, which is very common after 60, you can also rinse with alkaline mineral water. In Russia, we often use spring water from mineral-rich regions. In the US, look for water labeled as alkaline or with a pH above 7.8. Swishing with this water after meals or drinks can help neutralize acids and support enamel preservation. And don't forget nutrition. Your enamel needs minerals like calcium, phosphorus, and magnesium. Make sure your diet includes leafy greens, nuts, seeds, and, if you tolerate it, fermented dairy like kefir or yogurt. Strong teeth start from within. Now, none of these habits are magic. They don't work overnight. But over time, they protect what matters most, your ability to eat, speak, and smile with confidence. As a doctor, I've learned that what you remove is important, but what you replace it with is what changes your life. So if lemon water was your go-to for years, don't feel lost. You have options, better ones, that honor your age, your biology, and your future. And now in our final part, I'll share a few personal reflections and answer the questions many of you are probably already thinking. As we come to the end of today's episode, I want to thank you, truly, for staying with me. I know this topic may have challenged some long-held beliefs. It certainly challenged mine. And as a doctor, especially one with white hair and many decades of experience, I'll admit, it's not easy to say I was wrong, but that is what wisdom demands. You see, when I was younger, I thought confidence came from having all the answers. Now at 93, I realize true confidence comes from admitting when we've learned something new and having the courage to change because of it. So, if you've been drinking lemon water every morning for years and now you're thinking, what have I done? Take a deep breath. Health is not about being perfect. It's about being aware, and awareness at any age is powerful. Now I'd like to answer two common questions I hear from my patients, and maybe they're on your mind too. Question 1. Dr. Pavlov, is it okay to drink lemon water once in a while? Yes, in moderation. If you truly enjoy lemon water, you can still have it on occasion. Just follow these rules. Drink it with food, never on an empty stomach. Use a straw, rinse your mouth afterward, and wait 30 minutes before brushing your teeth. This way, you enjoy the flavor without turning it into a daily risk. Question 2. Is there a way to rebuild enamel once it's damaged? Unfortunately, no. Enamel does not grow back. However, you can strengthen the remaining enamel with fluoride toothpaste, proper nutrition, and by avoiding acids that strip it away. And remember, protecting what's left is far easier than trying to fix what's gone. So let me leave you with this thought. Your teeth are not just bones in your mouth, they are instruments of expression. They allow you to eat with joy, speak with clarity, and smile with dignity. And if changing one small habit helps protect that, then it's worth it. From my heart to yours, I thank you for trusting me with your time. If today's episode helped you in any way, I encourage you to share it with someone you love. Because the more we understand our bodies, the more power we have to live fully, not just longer but better. Until next time, this is Dr. Ivan Pavlov, wishing you strength, wisdom, and a smile that lasts a lifetime. Stay well, my friend.